Lord have mercy. What's up, you guys? We have a new video. I want to say special shout out to the people in the chat. How y'all doing out there today? We're gonna be talking about Meghan. We'll be talking about Meghan, and we're gonna be talking about give me a second while we get all my notes together. Hold on, let me get this stuff from my chin. Hold up, and y'all sharing. Make sure y'all share this live. Share, share, share. We're gonna be getting into Meghan, and we're gonna be talking about Harry, their interview that they did with Oprah Winfrey. Now, it was an actual interview. Let me tell you, the interview was off the chain. I mean, the interview was off the chain. It was a great interview. Child, I got this under my. Hold on, y'all. Y'all, excuse me while I get this off my something under my chin. It's like okay, it's good. All right. So it was an actual interview, and the interview was off the chain. Did y'all see that? I want to say this. I don't want to say it because I know a lot of people. We don't have a lot of royals or a lot of people from the UK probably not watching this video. But when she first opened up the live, when she did the interview, it was literally, so sad. I was looking at Meghan. I was like, man, she really looked depressed. So Oprah asked her a couple of questions, and she said, "Oh, were you silent or were you silent?" And you clearly can hear from her voice that the family, the royal family, wasn't really messing with her because she, simple fact, is this woman that have black blood or African blood in her, and she has some resistance. And the questions that was asked, it was like, did you make one of her sister-in-law cry? She was like, no, I didn't make my sister-in-law cry. It was the other way around. She made me cry. And it's sad how the tabloids literally dog her out. Like they have one instance with with Meghan and say, oh, Meghan is this. And then they do the same coverage on the white woman that don't have any African blood, and it'd be something totally more positive. And they were just having this amazing conversation. And Oprah interviewed and said, listen, do you get paid for this interview? She was like, no, I didn't get paid for this interview. No one paid for this interview. None of the questions were pre given to us. And so she really asked Meghan a lot of good questions of it. And it amazes me how Meghan did this interview because it reminded me of Princess Diana when Princess Diana was giving an interview and how sad she was. Then it gets to a little clip where Princess, it gets to a clip where she was asked a question, when Megan was asked a question, I think in South Africa, is like, how are you doing? And you can literally see her like choking up, like really sad. And she told Oprah, listen, I was going through mentally. I wanted to commit suicide. And I was asking the royal family for help, and they wasn't willing to give me no help. So she was putting all of this out there and all of this out there in the situation in this interview. It was like really sad. And I'm like, what in the world? Why are y'all not taking care of this woman? This is your grandson wife, or this is your son's wife. Shouldn't y'all be there taking care of? And it seems to me that they wasn't being a good outlet for her. So I was just saying it was just really sad. And you can look at all the people in the country, all the media folks. When you get Perez Morgan, when you get to the people, to the tabloids, they're very nasty. And then she said the reason why they did not touch, that it was so touching in this interview is because Meghan, she laid it all out there. She laid it on out there. And of course, the royal family, they disown her. Now they got her under investigation because they feel as though that she was being nasty to staff. And so they doing all of this to just discredit her. And there is different layers in the royal family. You got the senior staff, then you have those that's not in the senior staff. You have those in the royal family that have a lot of power. And it was like, well, how did this baby gonna come out? I hope the baby don't come out dark. It was talking about her firstborn child. So it was like, it was really sad. Like I even teared up. And people were saying, this is just people that are privileged. No, they was really letting her have it. And it was like, well, your son cannot be a prince. He cannot have a title. And pretty much the reason why he can't have a title is because we don't know if he's gonna be dark or not. So all that is just going on in this interview because anybody that do not know, her father is white, her mother is black. So you get all of this information, all of this stuff is being said about her in a negative press. And I was just listening to this interview, just tearing up. And Oprah pretty much asked Prince Harry, like, if it wasn't for your wife,
just
would you
tearing up.
be doing
And
this?
Oprah,
If it wasn't for your wife, would you definitely still be having this conversation, being in the royal family? If it wasn't for your wife, would you still be in the royal family? And he pretty much said, yeah, he still would have been in there. That pretty much his wife rescued him and to get him out there because he feels as though that he's being trapped. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, y'all got all this money, y'all got all this privilege. What is this being trapped? Y'all got all this power. How in the world can y'all be trapped when anything you got servants, you got this? But people fail to realize that you in this bubble, that you can't have your passport, that you can't really travel like that. You got to get permission from the palace, that you can't really talk to people. You got to get permission. It's really a sad story. She was trapped and she was talking about she was in the house and she was like really, really trapped. So she has said all of that. And then it's in the comment on here, they'll show it on YouTube on TV channel tomorrow as well. Not showing me a channel in the UK. Also, Oprah said there's more to the interview she'll discuss in the morning, CBS morning. Yes, she did say that as well. So how many of you all saw the interview and what was y'all thoughts concerning this interview? I will open up the phone lines. I don't know if we'll get any callers. I know it's late, but I wanted to watch the interview and to see where y'all thought process was. And then of course they having a little girl that was being broadcast as well. And then thing that Megan said, she was reaching out to like human resources to let them know, like, hey, I'm going through mentally. I want to, she was having these thoughts of committing suicide and how she wasn't getting any help. And then the other sad part about it is they pull all the security away from them once they move, I think, to Canada. They pull all the security away from them. They say, hey, y'all can't have any security. They pulled that away. And Prince Harry even said in an interview that his family even cut him off financially. So all of that stuff was like going on when it comes to the family. So all of that was going on in the interview. And it was like really, really sad. Some of that stuff Oprah couldn't even hardly believe. But it's really rough. When you go over there and you go to the UK and you read the UK press, they're very nasty when it comes to Prince Harry and Meghan, especially Meghan, because they feel like Meghan was the one that got Prince Harry like this. Meghan was the one that got him to leave the royal family,
Start your
and
show now. Press 1.
and Prince Harry said
Your
they left
show is
with no other
scheduled to
choice
start in 30
to
seconds.
leave. So all of that stuff was going on concerning this. Let me see. They said I didn't know they had an HR department. They said I'm ashamed of my own race right now. They said hello. As soon as someone mentioned racism, all my race jumped on the train. I haven't watched it yet. What can you watch? It came on CBS. If
Your
you got
show will go
Fox,
live in
you can
5
definitely see it
seconds.
on CBS.
4,
I don't know if they're gonna do like
3,
let me see
2,
if they're gonna do like
1.
repeat of the interview. Give me a second.
Blog
Let me
Talk
see if they're gonna do
Radio.
a repeat of the interview because it came on at 8 o'clock. So give me a second. Let me see. Nope, I don't see when they're gonna replay it. I don't see when they're gonna replay it. So you should have had it already saved. So I'm gonna put the number in here if anybody want to call in. concerning what did you all think about the interview. You can call in as well. So the number is 646-716-8447. You can call in. What you can give your thoughts about the interview. The good thing about it is that they moving on with their life. That they was showing like the chickens that they're taking care of, their dogs. So what I really like the fact that they're still moving on and that she's still living. And like Prince Harry said, he said he saw where this situation was going. It was heading the wrong road. It's like with his mother, it was heading down the wrong road, and he knew the destruction that his wife was heading. So it was quite interesting to see him, break this down and to really have these conversations. And I'm glad that Oprah Winfrey interviewed Prince Harry, and I'm glad that she interviewed Meghan. So I'm just glad that this is out there. Give me a second while I open up the phone lines. All right. Anonymous, you live on the air. Anonymous. Hello. Can you hear me? All right, call back in. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. What do you think about the situation? The Meghan interview?
No, I just wanted to say it's like for these celebrities, you have so much overwhelming compassion over these celebrities. It's just so sad.
What do you mean? Oh, I don't know what you mean. Well, it's that way. They talking about black women, and I hate the overuse of the race card. I don't. I believe it was some racist in there when it came to that. It would look like it was some racist in both parts. So it's just really when you look at it, all the stuff that she went through. She went through this situation publicly. And a lot of stuff she couldn't even say that, hey, I'm going through this. She had to internalize that, and that in return, decline her mental health. I think if she was not had any African blood in her body, I think they would have treated her with the most ultimate respect. But once she had her black mother, and once the royal family was now this is the first mixed race in the royal family, that it was going to be some mess came in between. So if that wasn't the case, if it wasn't no mixed race, and if she was just this white woman from Europe or whatever, it wouldn't have been a problem. It wouldn't have been an issue at all. But since it is a mixed race, it's an issue. We're going to throw digs. We're going to give these racial specs on both parts. And you clearly can hear on both sides when you read those tabloids, it was a difference of opinion when it came to Meghan. It was more sexist, it was more racist when it came to her coverage versus other people in the royal family. They said they treated Diana awful and she was white. So I believe it's more to do with the person rather than color. It's always black women clowning other black women. I thought this would protect black women. My point exactly. They said all the children of the remaining monarch are princess and princess. Why change it when Archie comes along? And that was another part of it. They said that he couldn't be a prince. That was crazy. They was going to change the whole ordeal for him. That's crazy. Sad. 6119, call you on air. 6119.
Hello.
Hey, you live on air.
Hey, Wally, how you doing?
Doing all right. What you want to say about the subject?
This Tyra from Buffalo.
Okay. Is you going to speak
I
on the
didn't
subject?
think I was going to get in.
Okay. What
I'm
you want to
glad
say
you
about
feel better. You look better.
Okay. What you want to say about the interview?
The interview, I think the interview went fine, but I think Prince Harry is more like his mother. That's why she got killed, and now they're after him. He's exactly like his mother. He's a free spirit. He doesn't see different colors in front of his face. And far as her being the first black woman to walk into the palace, that's awesome. And she brought him out and let him be him. He doing what he wants to do, how he wants to do it, the way he wants to do it. And he's enjoying his life and his wife and his family, and they can't stand it, especially the grandmother. You see the front that she put on her face. That's not a smile. That's tape holding her smile up. because her face is so bent up it can't smile. But good luck to Prince Harry and his wife. And I'm so happy to get through to you, Wale. I love
Yes.
your show.
Love you.
But you're the only man that I watch besides Storm Monroe and Tasha
Okay.
K.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling in.
All right, feel better,
All
baby.
right. Thank you. Okay. So I'm here for it, and I'm glad that they did this interview. At first, I'm like, why they doing this interview? This is family business. We show need to know. But I'm so glad because Meghan point the case out, all of the struggles she was going through and what she was going through in that house under that bubble. And now, people, I think people now understand how it is when we on lockdown. Just imagine when you're in that palace, even though you got servants, even though you got, money, you still can't move freely like you want to move freely. You know what I'm saying? Before she became a royal, before even she became part of the royal family, she had her own independent life. And all of that is gone. Like her social media got deleted. They took down her Instagram, her Twitter, all of her social media, and you're under this tight niche royal eye, and you can't have any freedom. And when she had her, her first child, her firstborn, they said, hey, he can't be a prince, or he can't, have a title. And they literally wanted to change the whole situation concerning her child, right, concerning Prince Harry and his wife Child. The firstborn say, hey, oh no, he can't have a title, but he's the great grandson of the queen. So why can't he have a title? Why is it that the whole what I would say history, why is the tradition is being broken when it comes to Archie, when it comes to their first child? So I was here for it. And being a princess, doing all that stuff, it could be fun at first, but I could really tell you that it could be really, really tiresome when you have to keep a smile on your face all the time. That could be very, very threatening as well. They're threatened by the lineage because of his mixed race. That's the case. It was because of the mixed race, and that's something that Oprah focused into. That's what I was focused into. And when she made that comment, say, "Hey, the little boy showing up as mixed race," you knew right then and there that that's going to be a problem, an issue. They said, but again, some people are not going to understand that because they don't want to look at race. They think race didn't even exist. Even Prince Harry, he had to look at it. He was like, okay, race is a factor. His eyes were even opened up to it because he wasn't even thinking about that because he was raised in his bubble. He never had to think about mixed race because all he known was his mom was white, his dad was white, he white, his grandma white. So he never had to think about a mixed race of a child. So all of that situation had to come into place. But I will tell you all this: when I tune into this interview, I was definitely balling up in tears. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she really going through, and she probably still going through it to this day because she still get dragged. And then Oprah was being messy because she up there want to read all what the tabloids are saying. Now, mind you, Meghan don't read the tabloids, so Oprah was like, okay, let me read this to you and see what they have to say. Somebody said, but England, they said, but England is the main country that enslaved so many countries. Jamaica had to fight against England to gain independence. They said, I just don't agree with the race. In every moment, someone doesn't like you. I personally think people are delusional if they think they can just marry into a culture that looks down on your race and it won't be an issue in some way. Okay, let me tell you this, and I'm gonna be crystal clear on you on that. She did not do her research. Now, if she would have did her in depth research about that, I don't think she would have ever married him. They said, Wiley, you would have been messy too. LOL. Oh, absolutely. If you interviewing, of course, I'm gonna bring up the tabloid questions and what the tabloids have said. Oh, absolutely, I will have. They say it's all about race and power all around the world. They said the UK media has been hating Meghan since day one. Okay, and that's why we have the phone lines open up. If you want to call in and give your opinion, we have the phone lines open up. They said Archie is right, passing since he is mostly European. They said, oh, she loves Harry. You can truly tell that she loves Harry. They said, go out and look at HD. Yeah, you can clearly tell that Meghan loves Harry. The love is there. You can really tell. But with that being said, out of this whole ordeal, she just wanted to be appreciated and she wanted to be able to get the help that she needed, and they wasn't allowing her to get the help. That is what she wanted. She wanted to get some type of medical attention. That's what she wanted. Anonymous, you live on air. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, you live on the Wiley Show.
Oh, hi, Wiley. Oh, yes. Hi, Wiley. It's a voice from New York. In regards to Meghan and Harry, I'm surprised Meghan didn't think beforehand, before she married Harry, that this would have been an issue within the royal court. I mean, England, it's a very type of whitish society, and they're very racist to a lot of people. And to think that although Meghan is biracial, and she is she looks, you wouldn't know her mom was even black, right? Because she always said she's biracial. For her to go through this, I'm sure it's very mentally draining. Like, I could not even imagine myself to be under close scrutiny all the time and just being, defamation of character, and then have no support of the whole of any of the families. Anything happened to Harry, Meghan is kind of like they're like the outcast family. But I'm glad that Harry is standing up to the royal court. Okay, so I really hope they never divorce ever in life. Like, whatever happens, they're gonna do what Beyonce and Jay-Z do and just roll with the punches at this point.
Right. Do you feel like the palace should apologize to Meghan? Have a public apology for not defending her?
Say it again, you cut out.
I said, do you feel like the palace should apologize to Meghan?
Absolutely, but would it be a genuine apology? No. Like, these people know what they're doing is wrong, okay? They don't want to apologize. They're just mad that they have the backlash. And it's not only, it's like coming from the Queen, it's coming from Prince Charles, it's coming from William, it's coming from Kate Middleton. Like, I'm sure because all that could have been nipped in the bud if the royal palace had stepped in with the tabloids. Okay? They love that because the tabloids were doing the dirty work. And then can you imagine every single day for the rest of your life? And I'm sure, when Oprah asked Harry that question about the baby, like what exactly what they were saying, I feel like I'm just guessing, okay? I think they were saying that the baby wasn't his, the baby is too dark. And let's be honest, little baby Archie looks more, he's mostly 75% white. And like his mom is biracial, so she's 50-50, and his father is full-blown European. So Archie doesn't look black at all. He's a white passing. And they had an issue with the skin.
And he did not want to share. Did you catch the part where he did not want to share who said that to him?
Exactly. Yes, I did. And it's kind of like I'm glad Oprah was trying to like pull. First of all, let's give props to Oprah of asking the right question of what we're thinking.
Yes.
Because she was like, let's go back. That's how you know she's a seasoned interviewer, okay? She's like, well, you're not going to just brush this under the rug. We want to know the tea. And she asked different ways, but I think it was either his father or his brother. And I don't think he will ever admit it because and some parts of me think their life is still in danger, okay? Like he has to pay for security for himself as well as for his family. And, they have to really be independent. Because they choose to leave the position. And it's kind of like, if you're not part of the family anymore, why should we still cater to you? I guess that's what they're thinking. But I think they own it to them because of the turmoil that his wife's been through. Some people would just say, look, I know my family's a lot, but you just got to deal with it, right? And I think this is a big issue when it comes to not all the time, but when it comes to culture, when you're marrying to someone, you're marrying into the family. And sometimes the family can be very toxic to that relationship, and you just have to leave. It happens all the time with cultures as well as within race, right? Especially within race. If that other family's not down for your kin, they will never be down. They will never accept them. And I hope they don't assume that. Just stay their distance.
Facts. And my thing is this, I'm glad that they were able to escape, and I'm so glad that she did not, in her life, You know what I'm saying? I think if she would have stayed, I don't think she would have been here. I think she would have did something.
I agree. I mean, I won't be surprised if their lives are still like not 100% safe. And the reason why we're so, when Meghan became the Duchess, we celebrated her, Black people celebrated her even more so, right? So it was a big thing, although she is biracial. So America will always be behind Meghan. So you're like, okay, we got a little Duchess in here. Her mom is not, it's very, it's not ambiguous. She got the dreadlocks. We were all in tune, okay, to the wedding. I mean, Serena Williams showed up. Everyone showed up. So, of course, we support her marriage to Harry. And we even support her homegirl who introduced her to Harry. I mean, I want to know what kind of homegirl she has that made that pairing even happen to a prince. And I'm glad that Harry is man enough to step away, because I'm sure, he mentioned that his mother saved his money, right? And he used the money that Princess Diana saved for him as a little tite. It's kind of like Princess Diana foresee this happening, because I do think her death was very much foul play. And I think if they had remained in England, I wouldn't be surprised if something tragic had happened to the family in some way, shape, or form.
Facts.
I don't put it past anybody.
I agree. We thank you so much for calling in. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Before I'm kind of upset I missed your last stream about Nicki Minaj.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll talk about it again.
Okay, yeah, because I had a lot to say, and I love talking to you about these type of topics. Okay. But okay, have a great night, everybody.
All right, now you too. Bye. All right, 7562, caller, you on air.
Hey, Wiley, how are you?
All right.
Okay, so I'm so excited that once the interview ended, I came online to see what you had to say. The first thing, congratulations to them on the new pregnancy with the baby girl. I did not expect them to reveal that information on clearly a global interview. The other thing is, it was very ironic. This is a grown man. They treated him like a child. They took away his allowance. And when that didn't get him to fall in line, they turned around and took away his security, when clearly they have international threats. Just the white supremacists alone, with the threats to the baby, to the wife, for him for being a race traitor, as they were calling him, you would think they would keep the security. I think their intent was for him to leave his wife and his child and come back with his tail between his legs. And I respect him for being a grown man and saying, no, I am grown. This is my family. And I appreciate Oprah. And shout out to Tyler Perry, because, again, God, you don't know, God works in mysterious ways, but he made Tyler Perry rich enough to be able to provide housing and security for a prince from the United Kingdom. So that's all I got to say. Shout out to the chat. Well, most of y'all in the chat that got
he let him live in his place too.
Yes. But I mean, come on, but anyway, I ain't gonna go off. I know you got more callers, Wiley, but you speaking sense. Now, some people in your chat. But shout out to the chat. Y'all always speak knowledge, and y'all have a good evening.
All right. Thank you so very much. Okay. Wow.
Right.
Bye-bye. Let's see. We got another caller. 8563, caller, you on air. 8563. Hello, 8563, you live on air. All right, call back in. So we here for it. I thought that was beautiful, because not only did Tyler Perry offer them security, but Tyler Perry offered them a place to stay. I was like, go ahead, Tyler Perry. This man used his resources to make sure that they were safe. And I thought that was incredible. And probably, you just never know. That's why it's good to have friends in the business and associates in the business. I thought that was very great for him to even do that for the family. He had literally, again, I want to say this again for y'all to hear. Tyler Perry offered his home and offered security, so they was able to live in there for a couple of months, as well as he had offered them security, because the Warrior family cut them off completely, and even knowing that they have all these threats. 1451, call you on air. 1451, you live on air.
Hello.
Hey.
I was.
Hello?
Wait a minute. I think I missed. All right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying in the chat that there's a rumor that the royal family been like this for years since Queen Charlotte. That's where we get Charlotte, North Carolina, South Carolina. Like she was the first original black queen. That's King George's wife, which is Queen Elizabeth's like great grandmother, something like that. So they've always been racist, and it's unfortunate that it took a black man to save a royal family. But you know, we've always been helping people, even though we get dogged out. So.
All right. We thank you so much for keeping it real.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay. We're going to go to 2812. 2812. Call you on air.
Hello.
Hey, you live on the Wiley Show.
Hi, Wiley. I'm calling from Holland, and I just wanted to say one thing. And I don't want to sound negative, but do you know how many people would love to live in a palace and take the place and have the opportunities that Harry and all these people have? Do you know how many people would jump at that chance? I mean, really, and I do know people are talking about respect. I do. When your callers call in and they're talking about, you know, that they respect them for moving and this and that, do you know how many people they would just even love to have that chance of the money and the wealth? And it don't even have to be about wealth, just privileged to even live in London and live in the palace.
Yeah, there's a lot of folks that would love to, be included.
Yeah, you too. And you know what? And I also thought about this. Now, Harry Giles, he gave a whole lot up. If anything ever happens to that wife, will he regain his title if he decides to go back to London or to go back to England? How would they look at him? Sometimes you got to have a plan A, B, and C. You know what I'm saying? You can have more than one wife. You can divorce and marry, and something can happen to that wife. But how will you be looked at, and what titles will you own or have when you have to go back to England, or if you do?
So you're saying
sometimes you have to have a plan A, B, and C. Yes, I understand when people say you can only have one mother. I get that part. I've heard it over the years. But you can have many wives and many kids. But if something happens to that wife, natural causes, anything. If you decide to go back to England, how will they accept you? Because the ones who have done the most for you seems to be the ones that you turn your back on. And that's even in family. Have you ever done something? I mean, you just done and done and done and done. And then when that person decides, okay, I don't need you no more, they turn their back. And then when tragedy happened in their life, then they want to come back. How will he be accepted? If anything happens to this wife and he has these two kids, because he's given up the military ranking, he's given up all the lines in the thrones. Tell me then what? And since I'm calling from Holland, I'm going to let you go because this call is costing me a lot. But a lot of times you really have to think and plan for the future. The palace have done everything. Everything has been in place for this child. And I get it. He's a grown man and he has his own life. But you just may one day have to cross that bridge again. And where do he stand with two kids if she decides to run off with somebody? Enjoy your day. Thank you.
Okay. Well, if he ever do that, I think they would welcome him back in with open arms, probably. So that's what a call. Let me find out that was a caller from the palace calling into the Wiley Show. y'all in this chat, I'm gonna just mind my own business. The number is 616-716-8447. Y'all is dragging in this chat. I would just mind my own business. Y'all is dragging in this chat. Okay. Well, I don't think that she would leave. I think they're going to be married for a long time. And that's the call for the palace. These will stay up and late to watch the U.S. interview. Wow. So, do we have anybody from the UK that want to call in and to get their opinion? I know I got some UK listeners, but did you all watch the interview? Did y'all watch it yet? I don't know what time y'all gonna rewatch the interview, but if we have any UK listeners in the chat, how did you feel about the interview? They said not everyone is obsessed with being a royal, and by the choice Harry and Meghan made, neither are they. We can tell she is not of our kind. So let's see the chat. I'm trying to read some of y'all comments. Any of y'all comments that y'all guys are saying? Comment below, and I'll read the comments on the air. It didn't air in the UK yet. So I said it didn't air in the UK yet. They said not surprised. Okay. Wow. They said, does the caller have something we don't? Does the caller know something we don't? They said, I guess I'm currently in Brazil. LOL. Oh, okay. I'm just trying to see what y'all have to say about the matter. I'm not gonna be on here too long. They said air on Monday in the UK. Okay. Ain't no way I would be treated like trash just to say I live in a palace. I'm with you on that. I agree with you on that. They said UK in the house. Didn't see the interview though. Apparently BBC didn't want to air it. Okay. They did not want to air it. They said the Royals are going to end them. They say it's all stupid being a racism royal, stealing money from the common people to live lavish and make it make sense. They said, tell the caller we know he will be okay. Look at the father come up. Oh, wow. They said, who is to say that Harry will want to go back to the palace if something may happen to his marriage? He could just be happy with his family, now free and living their best life. They said, where can I watch it for free? I don't know, child. I watched it on TV. I watched it on TV on CBS. 6119, call you on there.
Hey, Wiley.
Hey.
Where'd you get that last caller from?
I don't know.
I think she was working with the palace.
Okay. Well, what you want to say about the subject?
I just was like, why is she talking like that? She like trying to kill a girl off, disowning the boy. If he go back to the palace right now, they will take him back with his wife.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know. There's a lot of people that's being
Did you watch
the
interview?
things.
Did you like the interview? What was your concerns about the interview? Or did you enjoy the interview?
I watched the interview. I don't enjoy nothing Oprah do. So I just watched it because they was on there.
Okay.
And I don't mess with Oprah too much.
And what was your thoughts?
Huh?
And what was your thoughts of the interview?
My thoughts was he did good. I think they're going to have a better life than they would in the palace. They're free now, and he just has to watch his back so he don't have to be like his mother. Because somebody's going to try to get him.
Because they
because you got family that puts out hits on you too. You got to go look at the grandmother. She looks straight mafia.
You think so?
She looks straight mafia. She ain't wearing them hats for nothing. Why you think she living so long? Why she taking her shot of gin? She be letting her men, which wants to know in what time is trying to let somebody pow it. But he's gonna be safe because long as he stay on the TV, he'll be safe. But it's gonna be her. If anything happens to either one of them, y'all better go look back at Shotgun and Granny that's drinking that wine.
Okay. Are you drinking something right now, caller?
Damn Skippy Wally.
What are you drinking?
I was drinking Tasha K. Sweet, bitch.
Okay, well,
Hit the glass, boy.
Okay, we thank you so much for calling in, sister. Don't drink and drive.
Good looking. Don't worry. I'm driving in this chair I'm sitting in.
Okay. All right, now. 4405, calling you on the air.
Hey, Wiley.
Hey.
It's C Smiles Wiley.
Okay, go ahead.
I just would like to say, well, we have to all keep in mind that it's not he didn't rid the palace. I mean, the palace didn't rid him. He rid the palace. Can we keep that in mind? So he's the one that chose to leave. And with that being said, I just don't see him now having mixed babies going back to the palace, even if the marriage is, I hope it doesn't run, but, go to ruins. Even if it go to ruins, I don't see him saying, I'm just going to take my black now kids and go back to the palace, and then my family's not going to accept my kids just like they accept my wife. And we all have to keep in mind that they're probably stronger just because of that outcome.
Yes.
Just because his family turned on him like that, It probably made their relationship so much more stronger than just breaking it up and ending things.
I feel you on that. And I hope that they last a long time, that they last forever. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to see couples break up. I do believe that they're in love. I don't think Harry would have left if he wasn't in love.
Definitely. I definitely feel the same way. It only takes one to really change your mental about like marriage and stuff like that. And she evidently swept him off his feet enough for him to go out of his way to build that relationship with her. And I just don't see, if his family's not willing to accept her, why would he take their now kids back to the palace after it's over? I think he'll, like the other person said, I think he'll be more willing to just move on with his life, regardless of how they work out or not.
Facts. I agree with you on that. And like I said, I enjoyed the interview. I think the interview was a great interview. It really showed you that though you can have everything and still go through mentally, that's what I've gotten. One of the pieces I got from the interview, though you have everything, all the service, and you can still be unhappy.
Exactly. And we all know that. Look at how many famous people, got money, got the cars, got the house, got all that stuff, and still killing themselves, or still, swinging out on drugs or whatever,
Facts.
I mean, it happens because money don't buy love. It really don't.
Come on.
So I think it's dope that he chose her over the dollar bill.
How do you think that Oprah did with this interview? Did you think she did a good job?
I mean, I think she did all right. She did all right. I mean, I feel like there's questions that still are left unanswered, you know what I mean? But I definitely feel like she did well to say, her knowledge of the situation, being a person from the outside looking in, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it was an okay interview for me. But I like the whole Tyler Perry thing, giving up the money and all of that stuff and letting them move in. I thought that was a good move as far as, where he coming from, staying by his race and doing what he feels is needed. But
yeah,
I mean, the whole situation is, huh?
I would say yes to that. You're right about that piece with Tyler Perry.
But the whole situation itself is just kind of jacked up to me. I mean, honestly, I feel like his family was wrong for just kicking him to the curb. Like, and I understand royalties, how they break down things, but it's just kind of like, if he found love and he's truly happy, she ain't did nothing to him, then how you just make her feel so bad enough for him to say, nope, me and my wife, we got to go.
I feel you on that. We thank you so very much for calling in.
No problem. You have a good day, Wiley.
All right, you too. Bye-bye. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Let's go to the phone lines. 3841, calling you on the air.
Hi, how you doing?
You're live on the air, doing okay.
Good. I watched it tonight. I was looking forward to it. Oprah's my girl. I don't care what they say about Oprah. And Meghan and Harry, I think they did real good. I was proud of them for laying it all out there. They did a good job. I'm sure the palace, they somewhere clutching their pearls. I should. She did good, and the fact that they talked about. They talked about the color of the woman's baby skin. Lord have mercy. I couldn't believe that when she said it. I'm like, oh Lord. Now, how are they going to counteract that? You know, what are they going to say? She's lying? How are they going to do that? What are they going to say about that part of it?
I don't know. It sound like you real lit. So it sound like you were drinking while you was watching the interview.
No. Look, man, I haven't had a drink in a couple of weeks. Maybe I'm high from the interview.
Yeah.
But or is this?
Yes.
Look, you accuse me of drinking. Maybe it's your jacked up phone line. You better not accuse me of drinking no more.
You just excited, okay?
but anyway, I just felt bad for him because they look kind of sad, you know, Harry, and you know he left his whole life behind, and his whole family didn't support him at all, and it was just unbelievable. You know, it was sad for him, but you know he's been rebellious for a long time. He's been rebelling against a lot of things in his life, so he probably was glad Meghan came along, and he felt that I guess Meghan did rescue him, but they rescued each other. I look at them like they're a ride or die, you know, couple, ride or die. You know, look at what they've been through. They gave up a lot, really. I know she was depressed about her situation and everything, but he gave up a lot.
Yes. Oh yes. His whole his place in the family, his titles, everything.
His family. He moved across the pond, as they call it. He moved totally away from his entire life. So it was a lot going on. Look, I don't care what anybody says. In the very end, it had to be a lot of mess going on for this man to leave his entire life, his money, everything, his family, everything behind. There was a lot going on. Why would somebody do that?
Oh yes, you're right about that.
So that's pretty much all I have to say. And thank you for letting me call in. And I don't thank you for accusing me of drinking.
It was just a joke.
It's nothing wrong. Look, get me wrong. Look, I've had my days. There's nothing wrong with drinking. I like my beer.
You love a little beer?
I like my beer. But I didn't have nothing. No, I didn't. Not tonight.
You just lit. You just excited tonight. You just excited.
I'm excited. Excited to talk with y'all. Okay.
Yes. Oh yes.
So y'all have a nice evening, and I pray that everybody has a great 2021. Okay.
Yes, me too. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Okay.
Bye bye.
All right. Bye bye. We thank you so much to the callers. Y'all have called in today. Okay. All right. But the interview, it was a great interview. I was going to schedule this live for tomorrow, but I said, no, I'm going to go live tonight and talk with my people concerning this interview. It was a good interview. I want to thank you all so very much for watching the interview. And we just did a review on it. So it posed to air tomorrow in the UK. So we're going to see how that's going to fare out in the UK. I'm looking forward to the interview tomorrow in the UK. I want to know how it's going to go, but it's going to air tomorrow in the UK. While we watch Prince Diana interview, she talks about the hell that she went through in her marriage because the Queen was always interfering. Yeah. They said a caller called Oprah before calling in. The interview was awesome. I'm proud of Meghan and Harry. They said, can you imagine that they were saying about her baby at night in bed thinking it would be black? Jesus, I hope they suffered this one badly. Wow. It was something. They said it will be edited. I don't think they'll show the full one because that did make the palace look really, really bad. It made Travis look really, really bad. Happy birthday to Tasha K. I think today is her birthday, you guys. Let me sing happy birthday to her. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Tasha K. Happy birthday to you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless Tasha K. May the good Lord bless you. I think it was her birthday today, or was it yesterday? But Merry Christmas. I mean, not Merry Christmas. Happy birthday to Tasha K. You guys. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Well, we thank y'all so very much for tuning into another episode of The Wiley Show. If you want to be notified when we go live, I think everybody in here that signed up got their notifications. But if you want to be notified when we go live, all you got to do is text The Wiley Show, no spaces, The Wiley Show, one word, to 833-760-1691. Text The Wiley Show with no spaces. Some of y'all still doing it with spaces. With no spaces, one word to I'm going to make sure y'all got it. The Wiley Show, one word, to 833-760-1691. That's 833-760-311. Okay. Yes. All right. So make sure y'all definitely do that. Okay. All right. Definitely my prayers. I'm definitely gonna be praying. They said, baby doll, prayer you in my prayers. She's okay. Definitely praying for her family. Thank you. Y'all keep her in your prayers. Let me see who is this else sending me something. Give me a second. Somebody else sent me something in a DM. Let me see. What is this? Oh, okay. All right, that was that. Thank you all so very much for tuning into another episode of The Wiley Show. I will see y'all in the next episode. Okay. Why can't I tell you something bad about Prince Andrew? They said, oh, can I use his name, but not the other word that I called him? All right. Thank you, everybody, so much. You're in my prayers, baby doll. You're in my prayers. I'm definitely praying for you and your family. I will see y'all in the next episode. Peace. This was good.